Hi everybody, my name is Mike. This is my YouTube page, Mox News. Alright, so thanks very much for tuning in. Um, okay, so I want to let you know the most important thing I can about Donald Trump being the next president of the United States of America. Uh, not dreaming. Huh, weird. Alright, so but first I want to let you know that I did post the victory speech that Donald Trump made, and I also posted the video of John Podesta saying that Hillary Clinton's not going to speak tonight, so you might as well go home, or you can't stay here, but don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. I posted that video. It was blocked by Fox News, worldwide blocked, and I posted the Donald Trump campaign speech from C-SPAN. It's not it's the campaign feed. It's not owned by copyright by Fox, and they claimed it and they blocked it. And I don't mind these people claiming making copyright, like the Rolling Stones make copyrights on all Donald Trump speeches, because he puts their music at the beginning and the end, or at least at the end, and even though they've asked him to stop doing that. And I don't even dispute those copyright claims. I try and remove the songs because their software says remove this song. I try and do that. It doesn't always work. But I don't mind them monetizing the video, them making it. I just hate it being blocked. I don't like it being, oh, it's not available in some countries. These videos are blocked worldwide. This is not fair. All day long, since 10 a.m. I've been working on this. Since 10 a.m. Donald Trump's making his speech. It's 3 a.m. on the East Coast where he's making his speech with his little boy standing next to him. It's 3 a.m. on the East Coast. Not that he shouldn't be there. It's great. I think it's fantastic. I think it's really nice that he had him standing right next to him. But I digress. I've been working all day, 10 a.m. till now, watching the election, trying to update you. And they block, and we get to the pinnacle of the evening. Oh, look, Hillary Clinton's not going to even speak. We get to that important point. I'm trying to document an archive for you guys, and I also added on, Donald Trump advisors acting outraged because Hillary Clinton's not giving a concession speech. I added that because it was just the flow from that video, and I thought it went along well with that, and it was, an interesting argument to watch. And it gets blocked by Fox. It's a CNN video. Fox doesn't have anything to do with that. And I don't know why they're allowed to do this, and they shouldn't be allowed to do it, and there should be a penalty to pay for doing it. And fuck you, Google, for allowing them to do it. I work all day, and then I get to this time, my 14th hour at the desk. And I'm like, okay, it's almost done. I file copyright disputes on both of these things immediately. I mean, I didn't notice the Podesta one until, like a half an hour later. And the Donald Trump one, I saw immediately. I was sitting here watching it process. And I said, okay, it's done. And it was blocked immediately. Now, it says it has a couple of views. It says it has thumbs up. It doesn't have any comments. But it says that, some people are viewing it, but not, I mean, it's messed up. It's clearly not viewing the way that it should be. And I didn't want you guys who probably didn't know that it exists to go, how come you didn't post this? And I did post it, and I post these things immediately. I even posted the Donald Trump speech in HD because I know you guys want it in better qualities, and I'm trying to get him, you know, important stuff in the better qualities. Not that the rest of it's not important. It's just that I don't think two talking heads, you know, talking back and forth to each other has to be in HD quality. I think if it's breaking news, it's more important to get it to you quickly, because the HD quality takes twice as long to render and twice as long to upload. So it might take an hour longer to get it posted. On a 20 or a 30-minute video, it could take an hour, it could take even more than an hour longer. Just so you know. And then it gets blocked. So I didn't want you to think that I didn't do that. I didn't get this important information. Didn't attempt to get it out to you. Just people are playing games, and for some reason they're allowed to do that. I'll stop. Now, the most important thing I can tell you about the Donald Trump presidency, okay? Okay, well, let's do it this way. The most important thing I can tell you is that tonight there's going to be a new episode of South Park, and that if you haven't been watching this season of South Park, it's amazing. The guys, you know, I regularly refer to Trey Parker and Matt Stone as modern day prophets. Because they're brilliant, and I'm sure that they're going to have something about Donald Trump being presidency, and they've been doing it now for 2 seasons. They've been working on the whole 2016 presidential campaign. So if you haven't been seeing it, you're missing out. They're going to play this whole season. Comedy Central is going to play this whole season tonight. It starts like around 7 p.m., maybe a little earlier. You want to set your DVR. I'm just saying, it's a worthy watch. It's a worthy watch. Those guys are brilliant. They've gone back to using the term turd sandwich and giant douche, which they haven't used since the 2004 election, I believe, you know, when it was between John Kerry and George Bush. I believe it was the 2004 election when they used those terms last. So it's very funny. Okay. And I think that's the most important thing I can tell you. Well, let's see. Also, you guys remember when like a couple of weeks ago, 6 weeks ago, something like that, Obama said, if Donald Trump is elected, I will take that as a personal insult to me. You guys remember that? I remember. And he should take it as a personal insult. I just want to make this clear. He should take it as a personal insult, because it is a personal insult. Because if Barack Obama was the man who was elected in 2008, when the whole world stood up and gave him their consent, yes, give us the change that we're thirsting for. Give it to us. Make America that shiny beacon in the world again, which he promised. I'm not like those other guys. Do I look like those other guys? I'm not like those other guys. He promised us. And then he militarized the police. He let the NSA spy on your children. They take every single text message your 16-year-old son sends to his weed dealer. They collect that. Every picture your 15-year-old daughter takes with her cell phone, whether she sends them to someone or not. They take that. They collect that information. That's Obama's America. He militarized the police beyond just, I mean, you know, they got the MRAP vehicles on the street for protesters, for police brutality protesters. the Occupy people went into the streets for Obama. You understand? If Obama, all he did was expand on George Bush. You know, he expanded George Bush's wars of choice into Libya and Syria, funded by Saudi Arabia with the help of Hillary Clinton, just like she helped George Bush go into Iraq. So, probably the other important thing I could tell you about Donald Trump being president is that every one of these videos I do on camera, I say one of these days this war is going to end. It has to end. It has to end. One of these days this war has got to end. And one of the things that I said during this campaign is that we all know that's not going to happen under Hillary Clinton. And we don't have to worry about that now, at least, right? So we got that going for us. Got that one thing that we know going for us is that there's no way Hillary Clinton would have ended the wars that George Bush started based on lies, wars of choice for profit. Hillary Clinton, who sold Saudi Arabia hundreds of millions of dollars in weapons, which they gave to ISIS, right? We don't have to worry about that. I mean, we have to worry about that probably a little bit. But that's not the policy that's going to be continued and expanded on, hopefully, right? Or that we know would have been for sure. At least we know that for sure. But you know what I'm saying. So, thanks for tuning in. My name's Mike. Nobody's putting anything in my bowl. Of course, I did post the pinnacle of tonight's evening. And I'm sorry I didn't get that information out to you. I'm pretty sure this copy dispute should be resolved more quickly than by December 9th, which is what Fox has until December 9th to resolve this copyright dispute, which they don't own any copyrights on these videos. So I'm sure that there'll be a whole bunch of other people complaining, which means hopefully it will get resolved quicker than that. And you'll see. I mean, you can look on the pictures that I posted here. It says what times they went live and then were immediately blocked. So you know, I posted them. Like I said, Donald Trump was speaking at 3 a.m. It says it right here. What time they were posted. 3 a.m. I put those videos up. So you know, I'm working. Nobody's putting anything in my bowl except for my 10 wonderful monthly subscribers that I still have. And look, the begging thing is a whole perfect yin and yang. You know, I give to you guys this. I try and do a good job. I try and do a worthy job of you guys' time. You know, here's something that you might be interested in. Probably, you know, might want to file it for later just in case something happens where there's a reason why you wanted this information, because I'm not just throwing up everything as some kind of clickbait or whatever that new phrase is that the kids are using. Okay? So, anyway, and I spend a lot of time doing it, and I'm not trying to waste your time. And that's, again, the whole perfect union. The reason that I know it's worth my time is because you make it clear that you don't want me to leave. You want me to keep doing it. You want me to be strong. You want me to be here in 2017 for the Donald Trump presidency. The Donald Trump presidency. You want me here for that shit, and you know you do. And the only way that I stay here, the only thing that's been giving me the ability to be here now on YouTube, Mox News, for more than 10 years, is generous people like you who take a moment out of your day to click the text link below this video in the little box that says show more. It says Mox News needs your help. Click here. Take just a couple of minutes to give back, and I will be here as long as I have your support to keep doing that. I promise. I'm not going anywhere if I don't have to. Necessity doesn't demand it. Okay? Because I like doing this with you guys. I really, really like doing this with you guys. I've been doing it for over 10 years. Come on. I mean, you know I'm going to be here tomorrow. So, stay cool. One of these days this war is going to end. Has to. And we know it wasn't going to happen under Hillary Clinton, right? So, we got that going for us. Don't forget.
Compassion stirred the Buddha to send his monks out into the community. Sworn to chastity and poverty, they wandered the roads, bringing the Buddha's teachings into the world. Go forth, monks, for the happiness of the many, out of compassion for the world. There are beings whose eyes have little dust on them, who will perish if they do not hear the teaching. But if they hear the teaching, they will gain liberation.
The monks exist by begging. We think of begging as kind of a bad thing. Begging in this tradition is a good thing. It's a sign of spiritual purity.
You're not allowed to beg tomorrow's lunch today. Only today's lunch. Then you can't eat from noon until dawn the next day. Then you have to go out and get another lunch. And then in exchange for lunch, you give a lecture. Unless they say we don't want to hear about it, then you don't. But that's the only thing but that forces you to interact with the lay community.
And if you're not serving them, if you're not doing something useful for them, they won't put anything in your bowl, and that will be the end of your community.